Hey everyone, and welcome to this Tug's Garage Learning 101 Explainer. I am super excited to jump right into today's topic with you. We're going to be focusing on a really practical, beginner-friendly lesson in everyday problem solving. If you love optimizing your home systems, but honestly kind of hate unnecessary complications, well, you're in exactly the right place. Today, we're figuring out how to smartly monitor a standard home dehumidifier using Home Assistant. So let's get right into it. We have all been there, right? You've got an appliance sitting in the basement, like a dehumidifier, and you just want to know when it needs your attention. Mostly, you just want to know when that water bucket is actually full. Now, the immediate temptation, especially for us DIYers, is to totally over-engineer the whole thing. We immediately start thinking about ripping the casing off, splicing into the wiring, maybe rigging up some custom float switches inside the bucket. But hold on, here's the real question. How do we get the information we need without completely tearing the machine apart? Well, to answer that, here is our roadmap for today. First, we'll tackle the dehumidifier problem. Next up, a non-invasive approach. Then we'll look at the monitoring logic, followed by layered monitoring redundancy, and we'll wrap up with the philosophy of awareness before control. Okay, section 1, the dehumidifier problem. Now, we're going to be looking at this through the perspective of Shane. He's an industrial electrician with a controls and automation background. So he is someone who absolutely prioritizes practical troubleshooting, safety, and rock-solid reliability above everything else. And honestly, the core insight here is just brilliantly simple. When dealing with that full bucket, Shane realized, hey, we don't actually need to invent a new sensor. The manufacturer already built one. The machine protects itself by shutting down when it's full. So instead of trying to monitor the water level directly, we just need to sit back and observe the machine's behavior. Moving right along to section 2, a non-invasive approach. This is all about putting safety first. The absolute most crucial part of this whole setup is actually what we aren't doing. There are absolutely no wiring changes happening, no float switches being glued in, zero modifications to the appliance itself. The manufacturer's built-in safety protection stays totally intact. Instead, we are simply using a Zigbee smart plug that has power monitoring built right in. You just plug it into the wall, plug the dehumidifier into the smart plug, and boom, you're done. It is literally the safest method possible. To really grasp how this works, let's break down the system architecture. It runs on 3 main pillars. First up, Home Assistant. Think of it as the brains of the operation. It evaluates all the data and makes the decisions. Second are Zigbee devices, like that smart plug. Those are the eyes and ears. They just provide the raw data. Third, we have Alexa, and this is strictly used for notifications. I really want to stress this point. Alexa does not perform any of the monitoring, and it absolutely does not control the dehumidifier. It's just there to announce the message that Home Assistant tells it to announce.
All right, section 3, the monitoring logic. This is where we learn exactly how to observe that behavior. So inside Home Assistant, the logic follows 4 very distinct steps. Step 1, it measures the normal power consumption of the dehumidifier using that Zigbee plug. Step 2, it watches for when that power level drops to near 0, which tells us the machine has stopped running. Step 3, it waits. Specifically, it waits for exactly 30 minutes. And step 4, if the power is still sitting at 0 after that entire wait time, Home Assistant fires off a notification to your mobile app, your dashboard, and triggers an Alexa announcement letting you know it is time to go empty the bucket. Now, let's talk about step 3 for a second, because this perfectly illustrates a core troubleshooting concept. Why a 30-minute delay? Why not just send an alert the very second the power drops to 0? Well, think about it. If we did that, you would get pinged every single time the dehumidifier's compressor cycled off during its normal everyday operation. That would create a constant stream of nuisance alerts, and honestly, you'd probably just end up ignoring the entire system. By forcing it to wait 30 minutes, we know for a fact the machine hasn't just paused for a normal cycle, it has actually shut itself down completely because the bucket is full. It's such a simple logic rule, but it makes the setup vastly more reliable.
Which brings us to section 4, layered monitoring redundancy, taking that classic belts and suspenders approach. This right here is the true definition of layered monitoring. We're using entirely independent systems to verify what's actually happening. So one layer is watching the equipment itself. That's our Zigbee power plug keeping an eye on the dehumidifier. But the second layer is independently watching the environmental outcome. Think about it. If the dehumidifier just completely dies, or if our power plug falls off the network, how else would we possibly know there's a problem? Well, we would know because the humidity in the room would slowly start to creep up. To build out this second layer, Shane places small Zigbee temperature and humidity sensors in key areas around the house. We're talking the living room, the family room, the master bedroom, and the study.
Now, these are totally independent of the dehumidifier's smart plug. They are simply watching the outcome. So if your primary power monitoring fails for whatever reason, Home Assistant is still going to eventually catch that the room conditions are deteriorating and alert you. Cross-checking your information like this is exactly how you build out true reliability at home.
Finally, Section 5, Awareness Before Control. This is the core philosophy tying it all together.
This quote just hits the nail on the head. Monitoring should improve awareness without becoming an additional critical failure point. This is precisely the reason Shane avoids cutting into the appliance's internal wiring to add something like a smart relay. Because look, if you add a cheap smart relay to try and control a heavy appliance and that relay burns out, well, you've actually caused a failure that never would have happened otherwise. By sticking to a monitoring-only approach, if our little smart plug gives up the ghost, the dehumidifier just keeps doing its job exactly the way the manufacturer intended. We might lose our awareness for a bit, but the machine itself remains perfectly safe.
And that leads right into this fundamental principle. Understand failure modes before failures occur. Because in the real world, stuff breaks, sensors fail, power goes out, network communications drop, systems crash. Once you accept that literally everything has a failure mode, you quickly stop trying to build these insanely complex, invasive controls. Instead, you start focusing on simple, redundant, layered awareness. You watch the equipment and you independently watch the environment.
So, I really want to leave you with this question to chew on the next time you're planning a project in your own smart home. Before you go opening up an electrical panel or before you splice a single wire or buy some expensive control board, ask yourself this. What is the safest, simplest solution that provides the exact information I need? Because as we saw today, sometimes the absolute best solution is just plugging in a monitor, stepping back, and letting the machine tell you what it is already doing. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and I really hope this changes how you look at the systems running all around you.